Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss The Meg, starring Jason Statham, Lee Bingbing, Rainn Wilson, Ruby Rose, Winston Chow, and Cliff Curtis, and directed by John Turteltaub. Now, before I get into this movie, I must say, I saw this movie twice, and digging it from the guy that did the National Treasure films, I enjoyed the hell out of those two movies, but and I did see this twice, once to take notes, the second time, let me say, in IMAX, and the regular is the first time I saw the movie, so let's see how I like it. Let's get into this, shall we? During a mission, Jonas Taylor, played by Jason Statham, sacrifices two men, and the reason for sacrificing the two men is they wouldn't have made it if and the crew would have died, and that setup reminded me of the 2014 movie of Godzilla where Bryan Cranston had to leave his wife and her crew behind. Well, not behind, but like they had to leave her in there to die. Because it was almost the same idea, and let's be honest, I don't care for the characters, and this plot is laughable and silly. A corporate man named Morris, played by Rainn Wilson from The Office, is a careless bastard, but he might be the weakest character in this movie. I could be wrong, but we'll see. The romance between Jonas and Soo-yin, played by Lee Bingbing, that happens throughout the movie was the stupidest romance ever in this kind of movie. And to me, when they fall for each other was never earned, but her daughter Mei-yang, played by Shuya Sophia Kai, forgive me if I said that wrong, is rather forcing to the romance story between Jonas and Soo-yin. Jonas's ex-wife, Lori, played by Jessica McNamee, goes underwater and gets stuck with Toshi, played by Misioka, and Zhang, played by Winston Chow, gets an idea to recruit Jonas, and while living in Thailand, after 5 years reluctantly getting recruited wasn't very believable. Jonas goes underwater while Soo-yin is there as well, saving Lori and Toshi, and the other nameless guy underwater. Oh wait, it was... Nah, it doesn't sound right. I don't know his name. Under the water with them. And they bump into not only a squid, but a megalodon shark. That was rather a good, funny sequence. Jonas saves Lori and the nameless guy and tries to save Toshi, but stays behind and gets sacrificed. And everybody thinks Jonas was the reason he dies. Not true. And that he felt a little melodramatic. Mei-yang runs into the shark while playing with a controllable ball, and the shark almost eats her, but luckily she's in the inside of the station Soo-yin works at. My problem with that scene is that why did she just stand there terrified to death? And I thought, just run away, for crying out loud. And the CGI on the shark looked so damn cheap that Jaws made it look better than here. Jonas swims to the shark to put a tracker, and while he swims and sings, just keep swimming from Finding Nemo, which I thought was rather corny. Let me just say, when the shark jump scares come up, I couldn't help but bust up laughing in the theater. And at one point, there was a trailer before this movie for The Nun, the one I'm going to have to review for the Conjuring series. And as soon as the first time I saw this movie, I saw it with my mother, and she jumped, not only at the jump scares, but at that end of the trailer when the nun comes up out of the blue. It was just so hysterical. And Jonas puts the tracker on the shark, and they put saying on the plastic cage, and I'm thinking when they capture the shark, I thought that's the wrong frickin' shark, because we get another jump scare that's so funny in a cheap way. Meanwhile, Jax, played by Ruby Rose, almost gets eaten by a shark, and I can't help but laugh at this movie. Jax and Dr. Heller, who I didn't bring up earlier, are still underwater, and Dr. Heller dies. Well, not underwater, but floating on the water. And Dr. Heller dies while Jax gets the hell out of there. It's just so laughable when it meant to be serious, but it's just too laughable, this movie. I was so freaking glad Morris got the wrong fish creature. It was a whale and not a megalodon shark, and gets killed because he really was starting to annoy the crap out of me. The shark goes to an area full of people and eats a few of them, and I thought Pippin, the dog that you see in the trailer, doesn't... I thought he was going to die, honestly, or get eaten by the shark, but doesn't get eaten by the shark by the end of the movie, thank God, spoiler alert. The crew goes off, the shark, and I love the line Jonas says to the shark, "Chew on this, you ugly bastard." It made me laugh so damn hard. I don't like that Jonas and Su Ying become a couple and become a family with Mi Ying and going on vacation together. I just wish the movie ended better than that. Like, and again with the "chew on this, you ugly bastard," I thought that scene, I knew it was coming from the trailer. I'm just gonna say it now. Now it's time to rate the movie. I'll give this movie a 5.6 out of 10. The movie is corny, but I liked that I laughed at it. It reminds me of the old Godzilla movies where it's completely cheesy to death. This is kind of a fun B-movie. It's the most fun that you'll ever have at the movies, but the movie in general was just fine. You can watch it if you like, just have a good time with it. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and before I go, I should say, there's going to be a sequel to one of the movies that I reviewed recently, and 47 Meters Down, I am not happy about that because I did not like that movie, to be honest, and I'm curious to know, but I hope it's going to not be bad like the first one. So until next time, chew on this, you ugly bastard.